The News Day continues this Tuesday, December 26th. I'm Denise Stan. Thanks for joining us. 9 suspected New People's Army rebels were killed in a series of military operations in Bukidnon on Christmas Day. The killings came hours after the Communist Party's unilateral ceasefire took effect and a day before CPP's 55th founding anniversary on December 26. The 4th Infantry Division said it conducted air and ground attacks in several barangays around Malaybalay City. The military claimed there were reports that the NPA will launch atrocities to mark their anniversary. The AFP reiterated it's not reciprocating the CPP-NPA's declared truce. The National Security Council also said ceasefire is not a precondition to exploratory talks for peace between the Marcos administration and armed communists. Here are the day's global headlines. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel will intensify its fight against Hamas in the coming days. Netanyahu, accompanied by Deputy Chief of Staff Major General Amir Baram, spoke with soldiers and commanders in northern Gaza and pledged to continue to fight until the end. His comments came days after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Israel should lower the intensity of its strikes. Since October 7, over 20,000 people have been killed in war-torn Gaza while over 54,000 others have been injured.
לא מפסיקים. כל מי שמדבר על להפסיק, אין. לא מפסיקים. מלחמה נמשכת עד הסוף.
עד הסוף.
עד שגומרים אותם. לא פחות מזה. ואני יודע שעזבתם משפחות ושהמשפחות תומכות. זה דבר אדיר. וזה הכוח, זה המפתח לניצחון.
Jailed Russian opposition politician Alexei Navalny has been tracked down to a penal colony north of the Arctic Circle. Navalny is now in the IK3 penal colony, 44 hours away from Moscow by train. Allies have been looking for him for 2 weeks. Before his arrest, Navalny campaigned against corruption and organized major anti-Kremlin protests. And Beijing logs hours of sub-zero temperatures in December. The Chinese capital had more than 300 hours of below freezing temperatures since December 11. This is reportedly the most for the month since records began in 1951. Northern and northeastern parts of China have also experienced a record-breaking chill since last week. Some areas hit minus 40 Celsius and below as biting cold air flowed down from the Arctic. Headlining our sports action are sister teams San Miguel Beermen and Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings. Both are through to the quarterfinals of the PBA Commissioner's Cup. Here's the story. The wind's cold, but the atmosphere at the Smart Araneta Coliseum is nowhere near that for the Christmas Day doubleheader. In the first game, the Phoenix Fuel Masters took control of the game early against the San Miguel Beermen. But come the fourth quarter, the Beermen went on a surge led by Terence Romeo. San Miguel went on an 11-3 run at the onset of the payoff period before going on another rally late to secure the win. Final 117-96 for SMB. Import Benny Boatwright Jr. led San Miguel with 26 points and 16 rebounds. But Romeo proved to be the X-factor, scoring 15 of his 22 points in the fourth. With this win, San Miguel has booked a spot to the playoffs, carrying a 6-3 win-loss record. They were also able to halt Phoenix's 6-game winning streak and now has a 7-2 standing.
Our goal was to get to the top four, and I think we're closing on that. Difference about Ivan and Benny has a 3-point shot which makes the floor bigger.
Nasa mind ko talaga na mag-aggressive, so yun talaga yung mga shots ko. Credits talaga sa mga teammates ko kasi yun nga, every time na nasa akin yung bola and then tinatry ko na mag one-on-one or mag-create, nagko-collapse sila.
Meantime, their sister team Barangay Ginebra is also off to the playoffs. That's after the Gin Kings defeated the TNT Pangiga 86-78. Both teams were neck and neck for most of the game despite TNT coming in without import Ronde Hollis Jefferson and captain Jason Castro. But it was the Gin Kings who came up big down the stretch. Scotty Thompson managed back-to-back threes to run away from a 79-76 lead late in the game. That effectively secured Ginebra's sixth win. They now look for a top 4 finish to nab a twice-to-beat edge. Meanwhile, TNT slid to a 4-5 slate. Christian Sandhardinger had 22 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals to pace Ginebra.
Except for, Scotty taking over down the stretch and making a couple of big shots, the game was basically a toss-up. This is basically playoff basketball. We're coming to the end of the eliminations, and all the games are so important.
With that, the PBA is done for the year. Action resumes on January 5 for the game between the Blackwater Bossing and the Northport Batampierre. Then TNT and Rainer China Lasso Painters face off next at 8 p.m. Both games will be at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. The PBA paid tribute to legend Samboy Lim, who recently passed away due to lingering illness. During the halftime of the Phoenix-San Miguel game, the league showed a reel of the Skywalker's career highlights. Commissioner Willie Marshall praised Lim's dedication to play and his will to win. Players and the crowd gave the 9-time champ a standing ovation before ringing the final buzzer for him. Lim died at the age of 61, 9 years after collapsing in the middle of an exhibition game. The Premier Volleyball League will follow through on a successful 2023 season with slightly the same format next year. It will hold 3 conferences, starting with the first of 2 All-Filipino tournaments unfolding on February 17. The second All-Filipino Conference will commence in December. The all-Pinoy matches in the 2024 season will have a single round-robin format in the eliminations, with the top 4 teams advancing to the playoffs. Another season will see the return of the reinforced conference, which will be combined with the invitational version. It will have 2 foreign guest teams, and local clubs can have 1 import each. Teams will also be divided into 2 pools playing single round robin, with the top 4 of each bracket advancing to the crossover knockout quarters. PVL was a smashing success this year, racking up a record-setting crowd of 24,459. And that's only in Game 2 of the second All-Filipino tilt between Creamline and Choco Mucho. This is the Game on One News Now. We'll be back after a short breather. Keep it here. You're still watching the game on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Thanks for staying with us. Fresh off his record-breaking deal, new Los Angeles Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani gifts a brand new car to his teammate and his better half. The teammate is Joe Kelly, whose wife Ashley launched a campaign to lure Ohtani into the Dodgers dugout. She gave Joe's jersey number 17 to the Japanese pitcher. In return, Ohtani gifted Ashley and her husband a brand new Porsche. The Dodgers shared the wholesome moment online when the Kellys found a car parked in their driveway. Kelly, who had worn the jersey number 17 for the past 3 seasons, will now wear number 99. He had said he was not giving it up to just anybody. Obviously, Ohtani proved himself enough for Kelly to relinquish his number. British billionaire Jim Ratcliffe has become a minority shareholder of football club Manchester United. According to insiders, Ratcliffe bought a 25% stake for $33 per share. This was a result of a bidding process that lasted more than a year. Qatar's Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani was also looking to buy the club but dropped out later. Ratcliffe's Ineos will also take on the management of Man U's operations and will invest $300 million in the club. His company also owns a number of sports clubs in France, Switzerland, and the Ivory Coast. More football for you. Rebecca Welsh has become the first female referee to officiate a Premier League match over the weekend. Welsh called the shots in Burnley's 2-0 victory over Fulham, following second-half goals from Wilso Odobert and Sander Berge. Welsh booked 3 players in the match, which passed off without any major incident. Prior to this, she was the first female referee to officiate the English Football League back in 2021. Check out more action-packed stories at onesports.ph. Meantime, the newsday continues later at 6 in the evening. See you then. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.